In 2009, I received a diagnosis that changed my life forever. That diagnosis was lupus, medically known as systemic lupus erythematosus, and yoga became the only thing that helped me function through it. It helped me manage my stress, regulate my nervous system, stay focused even on the hard days, stay alive. It gave me my life back. So naturally, I thought I have to give this away for free if I have to, because how could I charge people for the exact thing that saved me? That belief nearly kept the yoga schools that I've run, the yoga business coaching that I run from ever existing, because I was so afraid of looking like I was profiting off of healing. I almost never built anything big enough to actually reach people beyond my own mat. So I'm going to tell you why that instinct, the one that tells healers to stay small and stay broke, is not just wrong, it's dangerous for teachers and for everyone who needs them. Let's widen the frame. So now you might be thinking, okay, this is a yoga teacher problem. Not my problem. Stay with me, because this isn't really about yoga. This is about every single person who has ever been told that doing good work means you're not allowed to be paid well for it. Teachers, nurses, social workers, parents, if you've ever felt guilty asking for the value that you bring to the table because your work's supposed to be meaningful, then this is about you. So there's an old story. We inherited it without questioning it. It's the monk who owns nothing, the guru who lives on rice and river water, the healer who takes whatever you can spare. Beautiful image. Wrong economy. The monk didn't have rent and mortgage, health insurance, didn't have a car payment, put gas in the car, or student loans. We took a 2,000-year-old picture of poverty, or living off the land, living off the exchange and barter, and we pasted it onto a person living in 2026. Then we called her selfish for wanting to thrive and not just survive. Here's the flip. Money is not dirty. Money is neutral. It's an amplifier. Put it in the hands of someone who has evil intent, and they make an evil mark on the world. Put it in the hands of someone who has a desire to heal and help, then it builds clinics, funds scholarships, pays rent so she doesn't burn out at 34, 44, 54. There's an old story about a village with one fire. Just one fire. Everyone in the village came to warm their hands by it, to cook their food over it, to keep their kids alive through the winter with it. And there was one woman whose job was to keep it burning. Every day, people came and took warmth from that fire. Nobody ever brought wood. For years, she kept it going anyway, pulling branches from her own yard, burning her own furniture when the yard ran out. The village stayed warm. And one day, the fire just wasn't there anymore. Because you cannot keep giving heat from a fire that nobody feeds. That's what we do to healers these days. We take the warmth, the class, the adjustment, the calm, the advice, and we act shocked when the fire goes out. It's not spiritual to let the fire burn itself to nothing. It's just neglect with better branding. And here's what happens right before it goes out. The teacher survives on caffeine, adrenaline. She's not watching your alignment anymore. She's counting minutes until she can go teach her next class in the next town. That's not spiritual. That's not a spiritual problem. It's an exhausted nervous system trying to hold space for yours, and it doesn't have the capacity. An empty cup. Because an underpaid teacher can't rest, can't study, can't stay in the profession past 3 or 4 years. A well-paid teacher teaches from overflow instead of depletion. That's not indulgence. That's the difference between a teacher who's actually present with you and one who's just getting through the hour. And look around. Layoffs are hitting every industry. People are doom scrolling before bed and white knuckling their commute, waking up with dread every single Monday. Road rage is up. Anxiety diagnoses are up. Every week there's another headline. Every day there's another headline about conflict somewhere in the world. Most people have absolutely nowhere to put that fear except hold it in their own bodies. We are collectively more dysregulated than we've ever been in the history of the humankind. And the people trained to actually teach a nervous system how to come back down, how to breathe through fear instead of reacting to it, are the same people we've decided should work themselves into the ground for $25 an hour. Meditation research backs this up at scale, not just individually. Studies on group meditation, like the well-known Maharishi effect research, found measurable drops in crime and violence in cities where people practiced together, even if they didn't tell anybody else what they were doing. So whether or not you take that claim in the research at face value, the underlying point holds. Regulated nervous systems change the temperature of a room, of a block, of a city. And I didn't get into this work to sell poses. My whole mission is world peace through inner peace. And I genuinely believe that starts one regulated nervous system at a time. You don't get there with a handful of teachers running on fumes. You get there with thousands of well-supported teachers who can actually stay in this profession long enough to change something. We need more people doing this work, not fewer, and not exhausted ones. So let's kill the myth for good. Charging the value of what you bring is not selfish. It is one of the most selfless things you can do, because a broke teacher can't offer a free community class sustainably. She can't fund a scholarship for someone who can't afford training yet. She can't donate a Saturday to a shelter. Only a teacher who isn't scared about rent, mortgage, bills, has the bandwidth to freely give, has the full cup with which to pour into others. Financial stability isn't the opposite of generosity, it's the engine of it. We already accept this logic everywhere else. We pay surgeons well because we understand that prevention and repair have value. But we ask the person doing the preventative work, the person that is keeping you out of that surgeon's office in the first place, to do it for free or close to free. That's backwards. Yoga teachers are the frontline preventative healthcare. That's public health. It's time we pay them like it. And here's the mindset shift that changes everything. People don't buy yoga. They buy outcomes. They buy the calmer marriage, the better sleep, the ability to sit in a hard meeting without unraveling, the ability to lead their company. The moment you start pricing yourself around that outcome that you create, instead of the 50 minutes, 60 minutes you stood at the front of the room, everything changes. Not just for you, for every student who now gets a teacher who isn't running on empty. Here's the truth that nobody says out loud. When bad people make money, they use it for ill intentions. When good people, when healers, people who care about making a difference, make money, they build things, communities, scholarships, safer spaces, healthier people. So the next time you feel guilty for charging for your gift, remember, poverty doesn't make you more of a guru. It just makes you an exhausted teacher. So if you're a yoga teacher who's ready to stop apologizing for desiring to be compensated in alignment with the value that you bring, this is exactly why I built the Yoga Career Blueprint. It's a program helping teachers turn their gift into a sustainable career instead of a slow burnout. Come join us. Come learn. I run a session on Sunday, 7 p.m. EST for yoga teachers, aspiring yoga teachers, and leaders who are done shrinking themselves. The link's in the caption, and I'll see you there. Peace.